Hi, my name is Jolynn Bryant. I am originally from Chicago, and I actually moved to Panama in April of 2021. I originally came to Panama because I got laid off of my job due to COVID. In 2020, that's when it happened actually, and I realized I did not want to go back to work at all. So I started trying to figure out where can I go and live without going back to work and still have a decent, safe lifestyle. I had no plans to live out of the country. I had traveled. I've been blessed to have been traveling quite a lot. And I thought, well, that wouldn't be a bad idea. So perhaps I can just look and see what's out there. I really didn't have any plans to actually travel to these places and look at them. So everything was done online, and Panama kept popping up. So I started thinking, what are things that are super important for someone who wants to live away from their home country? And safety, economic stability, definitely quality of life, living for less money or with less money, and things of that nature. Definitely, did I mention weather? No snow. That's a biggie for me. But in any event, I thought, well, let me check it out. So I started researching more about Panama. And it started checking boxes that I didn't really think about previously. Well, of course, Panama Relocation Tour starts to pop up. I looked into that, researched it, and I thought, okay, maybe I'll take the tour. That would be the best way to find out. So I did. In February of 2021, I took the tour, and I had done a lot of research. So I decided to use the tour as my way of finalizing my decision about whether or not I could do this, that I could move to Panama. Took the tour February of 2021, moved in April of 2021. I made my decision. And at this point, you could do the math. I've been here 2 years, and it'll be 6 months in October. And I have absolutely no regrets whatsoever. I currently live in Alto Boquete, and I've actually been here since March 4th. This is my third move, and I have to say, I think this is gonna be not the final move, who can ever say if it's final, but it's definitely going to be a place that I stay for quite a while. This is actually Alto Boquete condominiums, and I found this actually partially because of PRT, Panama Relocation Tours. As a tour guide, we sometimes bring the group here to look at condos to get an idea of what they can get here in Panama. That's also part of what we do as guides with PRT. We show people rentals, and we show them rentals from lower ends to medium to high ends. And we were showing one in the condo building that's actually adjacent to where I am, and I overheard that this might be available for rent. One of my passions is interior design, and when I walked in, I had told myself and promised myself that my next place would be someplace that was bright, had a view, and I wanted 2 bedrooms, but if it was 1 bedroom, that would be all right, and it had to have hot water. I was lucky. This place was totally unfurnished, so I've been able to furnish my entire 2-bedroom, 2-bath strictly from Panama. There are a couple items I ordered from Amazon, but for the most part, I've been able to find everything from the larger pieces of furniture to the decor, the beds, the bedding, even dishes and silverware and all of the things. Most places here in Panama, when you rent and sometimes when you buy, are already furnished and completely furnished. It is very difficult to actually find a place that is not furnished. So that was something that I was actually very excited about because it gave me a chance to sort of stretch my design wings, and I had a blast doing it. So yes, everything that I found here in Panama, either in David, Boquete, and occasionally on a trip to Panama City. I also knew that I wanted a 2-year lease. I had been here long enough to feel comfortable in being in one area for any length of time. So that is what I got, a 2-year lease. And again, it's here in Alto Boquete. I am right behind the Boquete sign, right next to it, right before you get into town. and it's very convenient. Also, this place is nicely located, not only that it's closer to town, but it's right on the canyon. So there are times when I just like to take a walk. There's a little path out there, a little sitting area, and you can actually walk out there, sit, have a glass of wine, a cup of coffee. Nix the wine, it's too close to the canyon, but it is a beautiful view, and you can even see the Caldera River. I'm able to walk into town. Probably wouldn't walk back simply because that means I'd have to walk uphill. But also in March, I got a car. So that was something else I did. For the first year and a half, I did not have a car, but I got around because of friends, taxis, no difficulty whatsoever. Boquete is very walkable, very easy. Now I have a car, so I don't walk as much as I should, but I am close to town. So that's kind of the story on how I found this place. As far as rent, right now, I'm paying for 2 years, $13.50, and that includes everything. That includes the gas, the electric, the Wi-Fi, the cable, water, trash. There are gardeners that take care of the ground, so don't have to do that. And that's pretty all-inclusive. Cooking. Guys, I don't cook. I know that's terrible. I can, but cooking is just not something I'd rather do. But getting food here is wonderful. I have to say, when I first got here, I lost weight. And I was so thrilled with that because the fruits and the vegetables, I can make a salad and eat lots of fruit. And that's all I wanted because it was so delicious. It tasted so much different than what you had in Chicago. The pineapples were just to die for. I know one time I ate so much pineapple, my mouth actually kind of dried up from the acid, and I was totally happy with that. But food is in abundance here in Boquete, Volcan, this western part of Panama. We're in the food belt. So everything is fresh, it tastes delicious, and because of my cadre of friends, they do cook. They know I don't, so I get invited over a lot. And then I do enjoy going out to eat at the restaurants. Some of the more typical food is very, very affordable. You can actually eat more affordably at these types of restaurants than actually buying food and cooking it, or you can go to more upscale places. So food is not an issue. The only issue for me was I did discover some of the potato chips, Panamanian style, that I liked, that I probably shouldn't eat. I have really been blessed to meet a lot of wonderful people here. It's very easy to make friends here. A lot of people do ask, how easy is it? It's as easy as saying hello. I think my first or third day here, I actually approached a lady in the grocery store and just said, "Hi, my name is Jolynn, I'm new." And she kind of said, "Yeah, I can tell," but it led to a friendship. And I've approached people. Now, yes, I am a bit more chatty. Some people might be shy, but what I have found is that people are very open to meeting people and helping others here. It seems like people want to pay it forward. Everybody who is an expat remembers what it was like when they were first here. So people are very open, they're very friendly, willing to share knowledge, tell you where to find things, how to find things, what to do, where to go. They always enjoy inviting you over to their place or out for lunch, breakfast, dinner. And there are a lot of activities here, so people always do reach out and say, "Would you like to go to the movies?" or "Would you like to go to a play?" or, go shopping, or you name it, it's here. There's also quite a lot to do here in terms of volunteer work and all kinds of groups. I know there's a wonderful group of ladies who knit things for some of the Panamanian indigenous babies. And so just little things. And if there's not a group that you're interested in, I always tell people, start it. There are many community WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups here in Panama, and they're all over depending on what area you live, not just Boquete, but anywhere. So it's quite easy to connect with people and to make friends. I will say it's also easy to make friends with the locals, with Panamanians, and the best way to do that is to speak and try and speak a little Spanish. That breaks the ice quite a bit. And I've been able to develop some wonderful friends who are Panamanian, and that helps because now I'm seeing things from their perspective, not just the expat perspective. One of the things that is important to people, obviously, it was important to me in considering coming here, is safety. Again, as a single, mature woman, you want to make sure that you're safe, you're in a safe environment. I do always say to people, come here, leave your expectations, but do bring your common sense. Are there crimes? Yes, there's crime of opportunity. If you happen to leave that $100 bill floating around somewhere, it's probably not going to be there for long. However, I have never, ever felt unsafe. As a matter of fact, I have not experienced anything untoward whatsoever. Again, that's not to say that little things don't happen, but we don't seem to have violent crimes here, assaults and things of that nature. But again, leave expectations, but bring common sense. I have left my phone. In Chicago, that was something I never did. But here, maybe tranquilo has set in a little bit too much. I love to shop. And one day I shopped so much, I had my packages and didn't have my purse. My purse was elsewhere in the store, wide open, wallet right on top. Everything was right there. People passed by. I've left a phone. Somebody turned it into customer service in a major store, a very large store. So again, safety, yes, I feel very safe. But do things happen? Well, we do what we can to avoid that, right? So I am self-insured, which simply means I don't have health insurance. I pay for everything out of pocket. I've actually had dental implants done here because it was so much more cheaper than in the States. And I've actually had just, your regular doctor's appointments and things like that. And everything has just been easy for me to pay for out of pocket. So at this point, I don't have health insurance per se, but I do plan on getting it because let's face it, anything can happen in life anywhere. Well, what do you do? If you are retired, is this going to be boring living here in Boquete? Well, depending on where you live, the activities vary. If you're in a place like Panama City, obviously it's a city, there are a myriad of things to do. But as you come west into smaller areas like Boquete or Volcan and whatnot, people kind of worry, am I going to be bored? I am here to say no. Although you can do as much as you like or as little as you like. But for instance, for those of you who are probably very active and want to really keep active, there are hiking groups and there are different levels of hiking groups. So if you're a beginner, there's a group. Intermediate, there's a group. Advanced, there's a group. There are walking groups, a little different. Same thing, beginner, intermediate, advanced. People love pickleball here. It is huge. Also, cycling is huge, and we do have e-bikes as well. There's a little bit of horseback riding if you can find that, but it is here. There are some tennis courts, so I don't know exactly how popular that is, but we do have them. There are a couple of pools for anyone interested in getting a little swimming in. It'll be hard to find an outdoor pool though, because Boquete is cooler. So unless that pool is heated, it might be a little chilly. But then there are also things like going to the movies and cinema. That's just like going to the movies in the US. And yes, you can watch first-run movies at the same time they come out in English. I have done that. As a matter of fact, I did see the last Mission Impossible. It's really good, by the way. You can also, for activities that are maybe not as strenuous, our library here in Boquete is a really great resource for all kinds of information, not because it's a library, but because there are a lot of what we call community chats here. So people who are experts in their field or just really passionate about something, they actually will come to the library and they'll speak. I think it's like a $2 donation that goes to the library. And they will have something usually every single week, and they'll actually put out a newsletter that lists the different topics. So between the usual going out to eat and visiting with friends, there are just all of these things to do. There's volunteer activities. You can work with the school children, you can work with the schools, you can work with the indigenous Indians. Oh my gosh, there's so many more things that you can do. I probably have not even touched on all of them. People often ask me, what do I dislike? What do I regret? What do I miss? The answer to all three of those is nothing. I don't regret anything. I don't miss anything. And I don't dislike anything. Now, are there challenges here? Of course. It's not North America. It's not Chicago. But if that's what I wanted, I would not have come here, truly. I really, really love my life here in Panama. No one could have ever told me a little over 2 years ago that this is where I'd end up. I have been able to live a life here of comfort, of safety, have a wonderful community of friends, some of whom are more like family. And I've actually had many friends come visit me. People always say that people tell them, oh, we're going to come visit you when you move to Panama. My friends actually did. As a matter of fact, there's some that are here right now. But there's nothing for me to regret. This is a very beautiful country. I refer to it as a rugged beauty. The greens that you see, the lushness. I pinch myself every morning because people walk in and they say, wow, you live in paradise. And I have to look around and think, yeah, I think I kind of do. So is there anything I regret? No. Some people say they regret not having done it sooner. Maybe I wouldn't have been ready sooner. I think things happen when they're supposed to. And for me, it was the right time. So for me, life is awesome here in Panama. For anyone who's perhaps thinking about moving from their home country, your home country, life is short. I say go for it, try it. Try a place out for a month, 6 months. Or if you can only do a week, then you have an option of perhaps a Panama Relocation Tour. If you go online and you just type that in, all the information about that pops up. And I will say it's a great resource. When I was looking, as I said before, Panama was not on my radar, but there was so much information out there on the Panama Relocation Tours Facebook page, their website, that it really did give me what I felt was a good foundation to help me kind of decide if I should come and check it out. And when I decide to check it out, sort of what to expect. It was a great way to visit a country I'd not visited before, feel safe as a single person because I'm in a group, and actually learn a lot. One of the things I do always tell people is reading is great, research is great, but until you actually put your feet on the ground, as I call it, boots on the ground, that's going to help you make that decision because you're going to have to get a feeling for whether or not a place is right for you. We would definitely love to see you here, and I can truly tell you that people are very welcoming and you will find pretty much everything you need here, maybe even everything you actually want. So come on to Panama.